Welcome again to another Plug in Jamaica episode. And this episode, we're going to be looking at our top five EVs we think will suit Jamaicans and persons in the Caribbean at large. Right. So I have again my cousin Howard on the call. Say hi, Howie.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. So Howie and I will be going through our top five. We're going to start from five and work our way up to the number one EV that we think will best suit us as Jamaicans. And it's pretty interesting what's happening now, not only in Jamaica, but in the Caribbean with EVs. If you should look on our website, pluginjamaica.com, look at the map, you'll see how many EV charge points there are island wide. And if you look in the Eastern Caribbean, especially Barbados, Trinidad, you'll see also how they are doing. So it begs the question then, what EVs do you consider as potential, purchasing points when you're looking for EV? So we have some thoughts on that, and we're gonna go through our top five. So let me start with mine, and just wanna start with my number five, which is the BYD Dolphin. All right. All right. So it's quite interesting. The BYD Dolphin. Recently here in Jamaica, BYD had their official launch. It's being carried by ATL, and the Dolphin is probably going to be the most economical option as a new car purchase. I would expect anywhere between 5 to 6.5 million based on current prices. So still not very cheap. You want to put that in the cheap bracket or the affordable bracket just yet, but for an EV, I think it's one most in reach as a new vehicle. Range on this vehicle, it will carry you around the island, no problem. Kingston to Montego Bay and back shouldn't be a problem with this vehicle. Um, it has solid, well, the battery, latest technology in the battery is quite good, should give you a good range. It's a trusted car. BYD is doing very well in China. It's not probably very much known in the Caribbean, but it's the second most popular EV now behind Tesla in the world. So look out for big things from BYD. And I know ATL did their homework on this one. So I'm excited to see what BYD brings for Jamaica. Howie, what's your number five?
Okay. Um, my number five is going to be the Renault Zoe. Right.
Zoe. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this one, this basically has a 54 kilowatt pack. It's a small size car. Comparable size would be the Toyota Aqua, or the equivalent of the Prius C, would be roughly about the same size. Um, this can basically this can basically take you to Montego Bay and back on one charge without any problems because it does have a good range. Uh, it is You can get it both in new and used, but since we don't have a dealer that actually supports this car would actually be considered like a gray market import into Jamaica or other Caribbean islands. But it would be a small compact car that would basically be very good for a city runaround vehicle as well as do long distance trip, right? And with the added advantage, it would have a CCS Type 2 charge port, which you could actually use on the JPS's charge and go system without any problems. And if you have an adapter, you can use it on EV. You can use it on Evergo.
Well, sounds
So
cool. I actually like the Zoe. When we were looking at the Leaf, we considered it, but it's a pretty nice car. Nice choice, Howie. So a disclaimer here, we should have said this before. Some of these cars are going to be gray market import cars, right? And we think that value for money, that is where it is right now. With all the incentives to bring in your own vehicle, um, that's a pro. And it will be easier for persons who are looking in the affordable market to import your own EV. However, as a con, you're not going to have the dealer support necessarily, but competent persons, as this market matures, competent persons will become more and more available for you to fix your car no matter the need. I mean, I've had my car going 5 years now in Jamaica. Um, Never had to have it supported by the dealer. It's easy to fix like any ordinary car, so nothing major to worry about with that. And no, insurance companies will still insure your car comprehensively. So just
Yep,
want to
got
put
it.
that out. All right. So some of the cars are new, some will be gray market imports. And that said, I'll go to my number four, which interestingly we imported here for a friend. This is the MG ZS EV. I mean, I really love this car. This
Hmm.
car I hear is now outselling the Nissan Leaf in Barbados. So our Bayesian guests here would know what we're talking about. This car is reliable, um, and you can charge it again on JPS. It's very economical. It will do the rounds again. It's an SUV. You know, we here in Jamaica we love our SUVs, and it's quite affordable. You see in this price here, this is you can get it cheaper than this, $28,000. You can get it cheaper than this. So if
Yeah.
you're looking at the affordable side of the market, MGs at SEV is a good option to look at, right? And
That
how
nice. That is a nice shot. Nice shot. All right. Mine. My number four would be the Opel Corsa E or Vauxhall E. All
mm,
right. It's a small hatchback, roughly about the same size as a Nissan Leaf, second generation. Comes with a 50 kilowatt pack. It's a liquid cool pack. Right. So the range itself is good. Reliability is good. Right. You can pick it up off of the UK market for really cheap and bring it in, depending on who you bring in as an import, who you use to bring import the car in. Right. It's a good size family vehicle. Right. So a startup family would be able to consider this as a good vehicle to start out with, based on the price point as well as the capabilities of the car. So you wouldn't get stuck just in Kingston alone or Port or St. Catherine. You could actually drive around the island without any problems with this car.
nice. I like the fact that the cars you're selected, and so far what I have selected, range
Mhm.
should not be a problem. I remember
No,
when I just got the Leaf, that was the biggest thing for me. Range, you know, worrying like crazy if you're gonna make it or not. It's not a nice thing, but with these cars, I mean, EVs have come a long way now. I don't think any of our top fives you're gonna have a problem with range.
no, you wouldn't have a problem with that.
All right, so we're getting into our top threes now. Um, just gonna share my screen. Here is. I don't know if that surprises you, Howie. Howie,
Yes.
Howie has a couple of these in Florida, so very reliably he can speak to
Yeah,
it, and I think it's the
reliability is good.
perfect family car.
Yes,
This is
it
the
is.
Volkswagen ID4,
Mhm.
and for about the cost of a Honda CRV here in Jamaica, you can get a Volkswagen ID4. Right? So I mean, very nice car, nice family size car, liquid cooled battery, um, almost luxury. Not well, I
Yes,
wouldn't say
almost
luxury.
luxury.
Maybe on the spec that you purchase. It's
Mhm.
does Uber consider it luxury? It's a luxury class in
But
Uber.
those considered like a comfort car, but not a premium type car.
Okay,
So in the market segment that it is, it's not going to be considered a premium vehicle, but it would be in the same. It would be running with like the Rav4 or the Subaru Forester or the Nissan Juke. It would be
yeah,
basically in that group of cars.
okay.
But yeah, but
All right,
it's a really decent car. So I got to give you that one. That this is a nice choice.
all right. Thank you, man. And again, it's a little bit more expensive than my number four, but you can see I've seen this for less than £35,000. So I mean the prices are coming down, on the
Yeah,
used market. So again, I remember also interestingly importing EVs out of Europe. There's what no import duty,
no import duty.
all right, and there's no GCT. So
So
By the time it gets here, it's gonna be cheaper than a Rav4 or a CRV. So
anything that is imported out of Japan, yes, it will be much cheaper. So yeah,
right,
I'll give you that one.
right. All right. So let's go to your number three.
My number three, all time.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah. Can't
Yeah.
believe you selected the Leaf, man. All right.
Ah,
I want to
yeah.
hear your reasoning. Why is it so high on your list?
All
So,
right. So, um, this is a second generation Nissan Leaf. It is 62 kilowatt pack. The reason why I would put it as the number three is it's a mass produced car globally. There is enough parts on the used market as well as there are still OEM parts being made for this car. So parts is available. The reliability of this car is very, very good, right? And space, it has a ton of space because you can consider it based on the size. It comes close to being a compact SUV type vehicle, right? If you buy it from Japan, you can get it with a Chadamo and you can get it with the J1772 plug. If you get it from Europe directly, right, you get a Chadamo, you get the Type 2 plugs that is used in Europe. And the best advantage for this vehicle, being my top three, is that you can use it at either Charge and Go or you can use it at Evergo without even purchasing an adapter because both charging companies have CHAdeMO plugs. So the flexibility of a Nissan Leaf is unparalleled. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
fine, there are a lot of pros and it outweighs the cons.
Right? Yeah.
We both own Nissan Leafs, but the
Mhm.
main thing is that Nissan dropped the ball with the battery. That's why I didn't go
Ah,
Nissan Leaf.
I
But
agree.
as you said, you can battery swap and all of that. But I mean, it's built to last. I give them that. Very reliable. I've had no issues with it. But I would just wish that the battery was a little bit more bulletproof. That's it.
Ah, but we must also take into consideration that the battery itself can be supported locally, so you don't need a special workshop. So I mean, somebody can somebody in their backyard can swap out the battery without any problems. So that is also there based upon its flexibility.
Okay, I give you that. Nice surprise though.
Mm.
Let me go to my number two, and here it is. I'm sticking with MG again. It's the MG4. So whereas the MG ZS EV was, a gas car converted to a EV, the
Hmm.
MG4 was built from the ground up as a EV. So there are more efficiencies there. Um, it compares very well with a Tesla in terms of efficiency. Not as efficient, but
Right.
still very efficient. Um, yeah, the size of it actually has more space in the
Hmm.
trunk than the ZS EV. So I mean, it's a very very cool car, very affordable. You can get these from what $25,000. I've seen them. So good that is under 30. And yep, I just think it got car of the year in
Yeah.
UK.
Yes, I got
So
cardio.
yeah, it's a very very nice EV if you're considering a compact size affordable EV. Yeah,
All right. I give you. I got nothing. This is a legit good pick. Good pick. Good pick.
I'm going to yours now. So what do you
Mhm.
have?
Tesla Model 3. I
Of
can't get better.
course,
You know what I'm saying? Right.
the standard. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So they've been out since 2018. Basically, the lithium-ion battery pack is now is very reliable. Um, you can still pick up, you can still get an older Model 3 because basically their production run started in 2018, right? And the battery pack and the battery chemistry in there is basically can outlast the car. So Some of these cars have the 1860 cells in them. Some of the newer ones have the 2170 cells. All right, and it's a really good car. All right, it is it has a lot of space for the type of car that it is. It is comparable to basically a Passat, Camry. I mean, pick anything. BMW, a BMW 4 Series. It can outrun basically anything that is not modified, right? And parts are there for this car, both in Europe, Japan, and the United States. So the flexibility of this car itself, plus the technology itself, is very good. So you can have a car, you can buy a Model 3 in Japan that is completely in Japanese, and within the center console, you can change everything over to English, right? And it is a really good car that is flexible. Now, this car, if you drive it right, you can lap the whole island without a problem. So, in range wise, is not a problem. Mhm.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I love this car. Got to drive it a couple times, and the technology in it is scary. You can summon the car to pick you up.
All right.
Um, you can, I mean, literally have the car drive itself, and that
Mhm.
is too scary for me. But from a parent point of view, you can set the speed limit on the car with your phone,
Yeah, you
and
can.
so a lot of safety things is built in. I know parents overseas use that feature and geofence the car, can't come out of a certain area. I mean, this car is, yeah, and it's fun too, fun to drive. So I give you that. I like it. I like your choice. I like your
Mm,
choice.
mm.
All right, so we're coming down to the number one. I don't. I'm gonna give you a chance to guess my number one.
No, no chance. Very long is.
No, no chance. That's pretty
And
easy.
probably the same. It's probably the same. It's probably the same number one I have. Probably the
Well,
same
yeah,
one.
probably is, but um, number one for me, Tesla Model Y.
Ah, jeez.
Um, Tesla Model Y. And this is coming from somebody who I'm not a Tesla fanboy. Really not. My dream car is not even the Tesla Model Y. But this video is about what I think would best suit Jamaica and Jamaicans. My favorite EV to own would be a Rivian, but that's dreaming.
Yeah.
But the Tesla here, I mean, this car was just built properly. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to haul, if you want to carry cargo, if you want to carry kids, if you want to have fun, you're a car enthusiast. I mean, ticks every single box. Efficiency, it's the most efficient car. Well, the Model 3, a little bit more efficient. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, how we lap the island, this is the car. The technology, if you're a techno guy or lady, you love this car. If you like looks, maybe that's the one area it may kind of fall. It's not
For
as
some
ugly as
reason.
my car, but so yeah, it's still it's a lookout. It stands out, and I mean you'll enjoy this car. Security, the cameras around this car, inside out, and the price is coming down. Tesla has been slashing the prices on their models.
Yo.
Um, this was once out of reach. Now I can probably think about it. you know, so it is a nice car if you're considering an EV for Jamaica, and the support is there. Even though a dealer is not here, support is slowly growing here. I've seen the Teslas on the road, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, JetCon is starting to sell these cars, and other dealers are selling it. People are importing themselves. So, for me, that's my number one. How about you?
It is my number one. I'm not even to yeah,
Okay,
it is my number one as well. Right?
nice,
I
nice.
can't. It's a good car because even if I let's say if I went to be forward now, it is the
Mm-hmm.
price is within reach for the average person now, right?
Okay.
So you let me say we bring it into what Jamaica there. I can't spell. I know I can't spell. There you go. Right, bringing it into Kingston, have it Rio, do the calculation, make sure it's in Japan, out of Japan only. and there you go. You can
So
get
out of Japan, they're not gonna get the zero import duty, but even with that, it's still
it's
affordable, right?
still affordable. I mean, if you get it under 3 years, your duty is only like 10%, and this car once you purchase it, the duty wouldn't even matter because there's no GCT. You're not paying any fuel costs. I mean, this is just it's just one of the best vehicles to pick. Um, I would say bringing into not only Jamaica but for any Caribbean island that I mean you can drive. Because I mean, if you let's say if you're in Barbados and you own this, like between you leaving your house and going to work, you probably won't need to charge your vehicle for probably what 2 3 weeks. So
Depends
if
on your driving, yeah.
right, I mean you can probably lap the island, you can probably lap Barbados like about 2 3 times before you need to charge in this vehicle. And so I mean, and if you're on a smaller island now, then you probably go a month without even charging. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
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 a nice car. So yeah, guys, that was our top five. I mean, not necessarily our favorite cars in the world, but what we think suits Jamaican market, and some they're really nice cars. I think we had some nice vehicles there. I very much considering the Zoe. Second thinking about the Zoe, so I like your number five. And yeah, so if you're interested in any of these vehicles, I mean, reach out to us in the comment section. We can probably give you more details or point of view from our experience what these vehicles bring, and it really depends on the user. You know, at the end of the day, what are you going to use the car for? What's your commute like? And yeah, where do you live? Do you live, standalone home where you have control over installing a charger? Probably if you live in an apartment, townhouse, your situation might be different for charging. So I mean, we're here to help. We are passionate about the EV take up, not only in Jamaica but in the Caribbean, and we are here to assist. Right. So if you have any questions, reach out to us in the comments and stay plugged in, Jamaica.